Hello, friends, and welcome to Sleep Tight Stories. Slicko has been caught in a trap. She should have known that a pile of nuts was too good to be true. The boy has picked her up, and she is worried about what is going to happen. She gets put into a soft bag, but after looking all around, she cannot find a way out. When the boy gets her home, he puts her into a box with some food, water, and a bed. And Slicko thinks, this isn't actually too bad. Slicko the Jumping Squirrel, Chapter 8. Slicko the Jumping Squirrel found herself all huddled up in a heap in the soft, dark place. She did not feel much like jumping just then. Indeed, she could not have jumped if she had wished, for there was no room. Besides, her legs still hurt a lot, though not as much as it had at first. I wonder where I am, thought Slicko, as she tried to look around. Soon she could see better than at first, and, as a squirrel's eyes are made to see in the dark, much as the eyes of the owl, Slicko could soon make out where she was. She was down inside a sort of bag, very soft and cozy, but even though it was so soft, Slicko could not get out. She tried, but there was no hole. Even the top, through which she had been put in, was tightly closed. Slicko tried her teeth on some of the soft stuff, but it tickled her little red tongue, so she stopped. I wonder where I am, thought Slicko again. And, though she did not know it, she was in the boy's coat pocket, and he had pinned the flap down over it so the little squirrel could not get out. Later on, Slicko took many trips in that same pocket and was not afraid. But this time, her little heart beat very fast, for she did not know what was going to happen to her. Well, I don't think I'll try to catch any more squirrels, said the boy, so I'll take this trap home with me. Ah, that's good, thought Slicko. If he takes the trap away, no more squirrels will be caught, and that's very good. And I guess I'll take some of these nuts home to feed my new squirrel, went on the boy, speaking out loud the way boys do sometimes, especially if they have their dogs with them. Woof, woof, barked Rover the dog. Woof, woof. That was his way of saying that he, too, thought it would be a good thing to take home some of the nuts. Slicko heard the nuts rattling into the other pocket of the boy who had caught her, and then she felt him walking off with her. Through the woods he went, as Slicko could tell, for she heard the rattle and crack of the bushes as the boy pushed his way through them. After what seemed to Slicko a long time, she fell asleep in the boy's pocket. And when she awoke, she was in such a bright light that it made her eyes blink very fast. The boy had opened his pocket and had taken Slicko out in his hands. "Oh, what have you got, Bob?" asked a small girl, one of the boy's sisters. "A little squirrel," he answered. "Where did you get it?" another girl asked. "I caught it in a trap in the woods, Sally," the boy answered. "Oh, that's awful! To catch a poor little squirrel in a trap?" said the first little girl. "I didn't hurt it," said Bob, "and when it gets tame, I'm going to teach it some tricks." "Are you going to put the squirrel in a cage with a wheel?" asked the girl whose name was Molly. "Yes, As soon as Papa gets me that kind of cage, the boy said. But until then, I'll let it stay in a box. I hope it doesn't get away like Squinty did, spoke Sally. Oh no, I won't let the squirrel get away, said the boy. Huh, thought Slicko. Squinty the pig. I wonder if this is the boy who made Squinty a pet. If it is the same one, I am sure he will be kind to me. Where do you suppose Squinty is now? Asked Sally. Back in the pen with the other pigs, the boy replied. After he got away, he grew too big to be kept for a pet. But this squirrel won't grow too big. I'm sorry for that, thought Slicko, for if I grew big enough, I too might be allowed to go back to my home. But I will wait and see what will happen. I will be as good as I can and learn all the tricks I can, and this boy and his sisters will love me. Oh, isn't she cute? Cried one of the little girls as she put her finger on the soft fur of Slicko's back. Look out, she might bite, exclaimed the other little girl. Indeed, I will not, chattered Slicko. I wouldn't be as impolite as that. That is what Slicko said, but of course the boy and his sisters could not understand. But they could see that Slicko was very gentle, and as she lay there in the boy's warm hand, the two little girls petted her and loved Slicko. Now I will put her in a box, the boy said, and give her some nuts to eat and some water to drink. That will be fine, thought Slicko, for she was very thirsty and hungry. A little later, she found herself in a small wooden box. In one corner were some nuts, in another a dish of water, and in a third corner some nice, soft cotton, almost like the kind that comes out of the inside of the pods of the milkweed plant. Well, this isn't like my home nest in the tree, or like Aunt Whitey's nest, thought Slicko. But as long as I have to stay here, I might as well make the best of it. I can eat and drink anyhow. I will not be hungry or thirsty. Slicko took up a hickory nut in her paws that were like little hands and, sitting up on her hind legs with her tail spread out over her like an umbrella, she began to eat the meat of the nut. Oh, look! Cried one of the girls who was watching. Come and see the squirrel eat, Sally. Ha! Isn't it so wonderful? Just to eat, thought Slicko. I wonder how those girls would like it if I came to look at them every time they ate. Slicko could not get away, so she had to eat with the boys' sisters looking on. Not that Slicko minded very much, for she was beginning to like her new home, and she felt sure that she would be in no danger from dogs or other animals. And if she got enough to eat, water to drink, and had a nice warm place to sleep in, what more could a squirrel ask for? Slicko's leg hurt her a little bit, but it was getting better all the time, and she was feeling happier and happier every minute. True, she would have been very glad if her papa and mama and her sister and brothers had been with her, but then she knew she could not have everything she wanted. And it's just wonderful that the same boy who has me had Squinty for his pet, thought Slicko. Squinty said the boy was good and kind, and I'm sure he'll teach me some nice tricks. I would love to learn tricks. For 2 or 3 days, Slicko stayed in the box where the boy had first put her. Every day she was given fresh water, and this was what she needed almost more than she did nuts to eat. All animals need water, especially in hot weather. So if you ever have a squirrel or any other pet, see to it that they have all the cool, clean water they wish to drink. I wonder when my new cage is going to come. Whatever a cage is, thought Slicko. after she had been in the box for about a week. I am anxious to see it, and I wonder what the wheel is that the boy spoke about. Slicko was soon to know, however. One day when Slicko was eating nuts in her box, she looked up at the top, over which had been fastened a bit of wire so she could not get out. And looking down at her, Slicko saw the boy's big dog staring in. "Woof, woof," barked the dog. "Chatter, chatter, chit-chit-chit-chit, chatter, chatter," went Slicko. That was her way of saying, "How do you do?" She did not feel afraid, for she knew the dog could not get at her in the box. "Oh, Bob, the dog is after your squirrel," suddenly called Molly. "Yes, come quickly," shouted Sally. "Woof, woof," barked the dog, and he seemed to say, "Don't worry. I wouldn't hurt that little squirrel for the world. I just want to look at her." "Oh, Rover won't hurt Slicko," said the boy, who had given his new pet the same name as the squirrel's mama. In fact, Slicko was so smooth and slick and so clean that it would have been hard to get any other name to fit her as well as Slicko did. "See, the dog and squirrel will be good friends," said the boy. With that, he reached in and lifted Slicko out of the box, holding her close to Rover. Rover put out his red tongue and touched Slicko with it, and Slicko put out her tiny paw and touched Rover. That was her way of shaking hands. "See, they are friends," said the boy. "Soon, when Slicko gets a little tamer, I'm going to let her run out of the cage and go all over the house." "She may run away like Squinty did," said Molly. "Oh, I don't believe she will," answered the boy. Just then someone called out, "Bob! Bob! Where are you? Come here. The new cage for your squirrel has come." "Oh, it's my new home," thought Slicko. "I wonder what it is like." And that's the end of this chapter. Good night. Sleep tight.